If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Bar merch.
This is a very, very, very...
It's been a long time coming.
...special day.
Very special
for
day.
A very special man and a very special band.
John Lennon was born... No. Dwayne was born on this day. I believe it was this day, or perhaps this is when he scheduled it, and it wasn't this day, actually.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, tonight is Dwayne's birthday stream, so happy birthday to Dwayne.
Happy birthday, Dwayne. Happy born day, son. This was the day that you blessed us with your present.
Oh, Dwayne, I'm so happy. I said to Vin, he was like, what time is the stream starting? I'm like, well, I don't know. It must be early because I said his mom. I mean, he was like, you mean his wife? I was like, his wife, of course.
What was wrong with you?
His wife. I would be saying the same thing if I was her. I'd be like, it is time for bed. That's what I say to you sometimes. I'm like, it's time for you to come to bed now.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mrs. Dwayne.
Mrs. Chamberlain.
Mrs. Chamberlain.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, I don't know when the first official time that Dwayne showed up was. I just remember the Goo Goo Gachoom situation where you gave the Beatles a 3.5. And this dude was going off, and I was like, wow, he's never going to come back. And
then he came back with a changed name.
He's been one of the... I've always never been shy about saying that we have favorite people.
True.
And he's up there as one of our favorite people. Anytime you hear us say, oh man, that was incredible, he'll say, yeah, the Beatles invented that.
Yeah, okay, so like literally the Beatles and Dwayne will forever be connected in my mind. I will never think of the Beatles without also thinking of Dwayne 3.5. Dwayne Chamberlain 3.5.
100,000 quadrillion %.
So
factual.
Shout out to him. And shout out to Revo, who also made this a possible and happening event tonight. So let's read the intro. This is Dwayne's intro. He said, there is a 5th musical dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It's a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition. It lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of musical imagination at its ultimate. In this area, we call the Beatles stream. It is this area, we call the Beatles stream. Hosted by Vin and Sori. Enjoy!
Oh my God!
What?
It was Vin's imagined reaction and where he started.
Wait. Where it started for me. Oh, and I thought
Dwayne.
you were saying that's when he started to really love us. I was like, wait, what?
That's what got him.
That's what got you connected.
the imagined reaction has long been a notorious event in Vin and Sori history. That lost us a bunch of subscribers because
And
look,
gained us a lot of angry people.
if people, you know, people always ask me for like advice on content and things like that. I'm like, I always tell people like, listen, you just need to decide what kind of channel you're gonna be. People tell you they want your honest opinion, but a lot of them really don't. They just want you to like what they like.
Yup.
And so I said what I said about Imagine, and for Dwayne to still be here, that's crazy. Like it does show that you can be yourself. People can disagree with you, but if you have that strength of character, they're gonna stick with you. And I'm eternally grateful to Dwayne for that, because he has stuck with us. And I appreciate the hell out of you for that, my guy.
For sure. Hey, Nick.
Plus, I gave Imagine an extremely high score. So
You did, but most people don't see it.
all right.
All right, so
Song
that
number one.
was the intro. Now we're going to read song number one. Song number one is the Beatles, obviously, and the name of the song is Come Together.
Okay.
This is Revo's song comments. Dr. Timothy Leary had intended to run for governor of California and asked John Lennon to write him a campaign song. The song only got a demo and the title was Come Together. Then during the Abbey Road sessions, John Lennon wrote a song using Chuck Berry's 1956 song, You Can't Catch Me. Paul McCartney felt the song was too similar to the Berry song and had them slow it down to make it feel different. That song became Come Together, and the opening song in the Abbey Road album that was released in 1969. Come Together was released as a double A-side, with Something being the other A-side. It was a #1 hit in the US and a #4 in the UK. Ringo Starr says it's his favorite Beatles song.
Okay. This song's gonna have a lot to answer for. Come Together. All right. So he wrote this for a politician that he believed in, basically.
Well, it sounded like that. Yeah,
He's to write it for Dr. Timothy Leary.
The governor of California asked him to write a campaign song.
Got it.
He did that.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be the judge as to whether or not this is a really good song. We'll be the judge. Here we go, guys. Not Interstellar. The Beatles. Come Together. Let's do it.
Of course, Dwayne Amazon account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Made in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
It's a steal of a deal.
Okay, that was song 1, Come Together. Lyrically, this is going to be very interesting to piece together, but there was a Michael Jackson video, but it was like it was basically a 2-hour movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but it's basically, I mean, unfortunately, like, it's him and some kids and they're...
Wait, what was it? It was what?
I forgot the name of the Michael Jackson. It was
okay.
It was such a... My brother played it every single... Because my younger brother was obsessed with Michael Jackson. Obsessed with him.
It kind of makes sense now because you said he was very much into acting and stuff. So
no, that was my older brother.
Oh, it was your younger brher?
Yeah, Jimmy was
okay.
insanely...
Really?
It was insane how much...
Does he still like him?
Well, I mean... I don't know. Like, his son is, like, did a little Michael Jackson routine or whatever.
He did?
Yeah, so, you know. But I think the name of the movie was called Moonwalker.
Okay.
So it's Michael Jackson, and then it's a story of these kids, and I think they get kidnapped or something, and he's got to go into some weird world and get them back. And so they showed all these videos of it. It was a lot of... The Bad video was in it, Smooth Criminal was in it. All that. Anyway, I think this song was in it, and it was just so hard. It was like... Dun, 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 dun,
oh, really?
Dun. And then Michael Jackson would use these, like, ad-libs. He'd, like... Like, he would say...
Well, maybe he was trying to do the shooting part.
He would say things like that.
But the Beatles originally came out with it, and he did a cover, is what you're saying?
Well, as I'm listening to this thing, I'm like, damn, that Shoot Me or whatever... If you listen to like Michael Jackson's discography, especially in the 80s and early 90s, like he would make sounds like that, like and like whispering sounds like what you heard. Yeah, and so like it was kind of a weird moment listening to the song because
I bet.
Dwayne always is like, yo, that was the Beatles. But like that was something really unique to Michael Jackson's style. Those little whatever. Joe is saying it's not Shoot Me, but it's I don't know if it's just a sound or whatever. Genius is saying that he's saying Shoot Me. I don't know what it is. It's just some sound. Even if it's just some sound, I think it's just brilliant because it just works in the song.
It sounded like he was saying shoot.
Yeah,
I didn't hear shoot me.
Yeah, I thought it came.
I
thought it was Shoot Me or whatever, but. Joe is saying it's a sound, which is great. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it kind of sounds
like Michael Jackson used that a lot. And it's obvious that he was familiar with the Beatles because he bought out a bunch of their masters and then sold it back to Paul McCartney for like $1 trillion or something like that.
He did?
Oh, yeah. They were like, oh, we're such good friends, whatever. And then he bought all the Beatles masters and then made Paul McCartney buy him back. Like, yeah, like it's pretty crazy. But my point is like, everybody says like Michael Jackson is basically the Michael Jordan of artists, like performance artists, pop artists. And I don't know, to me right now it looks like that part of his game came from this song. So
I will say, like a lot of the different Beatles songs, I'm like, really? This one, I can see how people would like this one. This one to me makes the whole Beatles phenomena feel a little bit more, it makes more sense in that. Because I felt like I could really feel this one. Like, it was smooth, it was kind of, you were saying it was heavy, and I don't know if that's because you had both in your head, like the Michael Jackson version and this one, or did you think that this version was heavy?
I just mean heavy as far as, like, they featured that bass line.
Oh.
And, before we started the channel, I never understood how to hear the bass when I was hearing the bass.
Yeah.
how the bass relates to the rhythm section. You know, I came from nu metal, then I jumped to Metallica. Metallica did an entire record without a bassist. I'm like, oh, you don't need the bassist. So anytime a song features the bass line and is just badass and hard, like I give it extra points. But Dwayne is saying that the sound is Shoot Me, and Dwayne is just he's canon as far as anything relative to the. Then he's saying he's saying Shoot Me. If he's writing a song about a politician, it makes a lot of sense because politicians are always in trouble.
Sure. Is he saying that
getting shot? So
Dwayne, were you saying that, or Revo, were you saying that this song was written for a politician, or is that just one thing that you were like, hey, a politician asked him to write a song, and then this is something different? Like, I don't know, are those two things connected? Did I read that smoothly enough in my head to kind of...
Writing song for a governor wouldn't say shoot me. Well, Joe, chill out. That's the birthday boy. So we're not calling anybody names here, dude. But we're going to go with shoot me. It makes sense that John Lennon would say shoot me. Yeah, he wrote it for the governor, right?
He asked John Lennon to write him a campaign song. The song got a demo, and the title was Come Together. Then during the Abbey Road sessions, John Lennon wrote a song using Chuck Berry's You Can't Catch Me. Paul McCartney felt the song was too similar. Oh, that song became Come Together.
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
I don't know, like, I think Shoot Me is relevant because you're talking about politicians or whatever, but the opening line, Here Comes Old Flat Top, came directly from a Chuck Berry song. The record label sued, so John Lennon released a cover album in the in the early 70s from their catalog. So the first line, Here come old Flat Top, he coming up, grooving up slowly, he got Juju Eyeball, and that cadence is crazy.
Yeah.
It just catches you immediately. That cadence, and like that's one of the things that one of the holy grails I'm trying to figure out. Like the best songs ever are the songs where you're not just waiting to hear the chorus.
Yes.
So a lot of times with pop music, like 98% of pop music, it's like you're sitting there listening and you're like, oh, this is damn. But it's just really a setup to the chorus because the chorus is like, and that chorus, come together. I've heard that too in commercials. That line, come together right now over me. I've heard that in commercials. It's weird. Like I associate the verse with Michael Jackson and the chorus with some commercial.
That's interesting.
Like I don't even remember Michael Jackson doing that chorus. I just remember, and the way Michael Jackson did it, he was just like. But that cadence is so hard, like not hard like heavy, but like the first time you hear that cadence, it's over. Like that's gonna be in your head all night. And it's just jazzy, it's just funky, it's crazy. One of the things about this band, man, like we did a kind of like a mini Beatles night one time, but it was like I think it was like Paul McCartney, who's like still alive. I think he's the only like founding member that's still alive right now.
I'm pretty sure we did that. Some of those with Revo.
And one of the things we said is like, damn, none of these songs sound the same. I mean, these were classic Beatles songs, and you know everybody like universally agreed upon. But like, the thing that blew my mind was like none of the songs sounded the same.
This is true.
And
this is very true.
But then they were all classic songs.
Yeah.
But this is another one. This song is a badass song.
Right. So it's almost
and it sounds nothing like Imagine or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that the Beatles, I don't know.
Okay, McCarthy and Ringo are alive. Okay. So when I first talked about John Lennon, I was like, I got to get an interview with this guy. But he was actually on the other side. And now, like, I'm like, Ringo, what's his face is the only living member there. So I just killed off a guy that's still alive.
You don't have a good relationship with these folks.
So,
like, the Beatles to me kind of seem like a band that people loved them. You know what I mean? Like Ghost has that signature sound, and so you're like, you know what, I'm feeling Ghost, and so you put on Ghost. Like some bands just have that. Iron Maiden, like they have this signature sound. I don't feel that the Beatles, at least so far, like you were saying before, have a signature sound. There's just like it feels like people loved the Beatles, and that their music was great.
Yeah,
but
like the best compliment you've ever paid to me was you said all your songs don't sound the same. Musically, and because you're like, oh, you're a great guitarist, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, she doesn't know guitar, she doesn't understand. I'm very limited. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks I could see how it would look impressive to an unschooled person, but I'm like, I'm extremely limited on what I can do. But it is true, like, our songs they do sound like completely different from each other. And I'm proud of that. I am genuinely proud of it. And thank you for recognizing that. But they're not gonna be classics. Like these guys are hitting Got the Life, Blind. Like I was listening to, they were like, oh, what's the best new metal song ever?
Yeah.
And they were talking about Break Stuff. Blind came up a bunch. You know, Got the Life came up, Falling Away From Me, but most of them said Break Stuff. And it was just like,
I've never
it's a Limp Bizkit. Break your fucking face, give me some break. That song.
I don't think I've heard it.
But like, we've reviewed it.
Well, it's been a while. Okay, so I don't remember it.
But like, it was interesting, like listening to people, and like, yeah, these are like, most bands have like that one crazy song that you can pin to the wall and say, yo. Mm-hmm. Korn's my favorite band, but like, if you listen to that first record and you know guitar, there wasn't a lot of variation in a lot of those songs. Okay. You know, there really wasn't. Okay. So, but at the same time, they were kids. But my point is, like, yo, these dudes are writing songs, and it's like, here's what gets it for me. They seem to just cross genres whenever they want. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is going to be a straight pop song. This is a song that I feel like you could hear in a CD jazz bar or whatever. Like, yeah, it's not like a big stadium song. Like, yeah, you could hear this, and then the next thing. Yeah. But these guys are also the band that wrote "I Want to Hold Your Hand." I'm pretty sure. You ever heard that song? I want to hold your hand. I want to. Unbelievable. I knew that because I used to watch Wonder Years. But yeah, like, that's the thing to me about this band, man. This band is like, I refuse to jump on, the Beatles are the greatest band of all time. Like, I'm cautiously approaching it.
Sticking our toes into the water.
But as soon as I heard that bass, I'm like, do not tell me that the Beatles wrote that song. Holy shit. So anyway, just ridiculous talent. It just kind of makes me a little bit more like, son of a bitch, why would you shoot a guy like that? That has so much, like, genius.
What was that? One of those things where it was like
that guy was just obsessed with
raise him and then crucify him?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I don't know what Juju Eyeball means. He won Holy Roller. He got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker. He just do what he please. So they're talking about this Timothy Leary guy. I don't know much about Timothy Leary other than the fact that he was
Juju eyeballs are when they become tired and red.
He was a big drug guy.
Okay.
He was a big drug guy, Timothy. Well, not a big drug guy in the sense of like, but he was like for legalization, not being crazy, not destroying people's lives. You know, he was, and obviously this is a hippie movement. I don't know what date the song was written.
Let's see, 1969.
Yeah,
that's the release date.
So that's extremely.
But this thing was in the works for quite a while.
If you were pro drug, which I don't even know if that's the right way to put it, just anti mass incarceration, I guess. You know, you were pretty progressive. Timothy Leary was also quoted a bunch on Tool's music. Yeah, he was okay. Timothy Leary is the LSD guy.
Yeah, that's what I just.
That one is. Didn't we see it? He showed up in that documentary we saw on LSD. You remember that?
I do remember the documentary, yeah.
Okay, so now it makes sense to me why Timothy Leary would be, you know. Okay, so he's got Juju Eyeball. He's one Holy Roller. He got hair down to his knees. He's got to be a joker. Just do what he please. Okay, so he's just so his eyes are all jammed up because he's smoking ganja. He's been smoking ganja, and he's like, yeah, that's the guy we need to run the fucking country. That guy. You wear no shoe shine. He got no jam football. He got monkey finger. He shoot CocaCola. That he shoots CocaCola, I think, is a double entendre.
Yeah.
Because there is, I don't know if this, is this a rumor or not, but you've heard this, that they used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola.
I've heard that. I mean.
I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, that couldn't have happened, right? There's no way.
I have no idea.
But then you think about all the bullshit they put that they've done with the baby formula situation. Yeah. Where, like, These factories aren't being audited. They got salmonella, all types of shit. Like, how do you even get salmonella at a baby formula company? Like, there's all this craziness.
I think it'd be pretty easy.
But
to
I
get
guess it would be possible that where you could mass produce a drink that has cocaine in it, and our government would let it out. I mean, good night.
Well, I mean, back in the day, you didn't have to put the list of ingredients on your items that you were selling. Like, the ingredients being listed, that came further on, right? Mm-hmm. So, who knows what they were doing? I don't know if it's true or not, but whatever.
Using a course as an intro, the Beatles did it first. See, that's why, like, whenever Dwayne says something about the Beatles, like, I always post it. It's kind of a running gag, but the reason it's like I kind of half take it seriously is because the one time I was in a recording studio when I was dropping that verse on that song, the guy, everything was Beatles. And the guy was, the best producer I've worked with, but I haven't worked with many of them. But everything was Beatles, and he was saying how the Beatles are responsible for all. He was just going on and on and on and on. Wow. The guys in the studio were just getting high and shit, doing their typical, rap shit in the studio. But it
wasn't legal at that time either.
No, but it's musicians get together. It's a rap. But yeah, shit is crazy. Companies pay to avoid trouble, and at the time, cocaine wasn't illegal, so Coca-Cola was medicinal. No! That was real! Holy shit! Leary was a Harvard psychiatrist, worked with prisoner rehab, and had the lowest recurrence of crime ever. Treated with LSD and psilocybin, broke a prisoner out after arrest for a joint. Broke out of prison after an arrest. This is insane. Okay, so I'm a little bit confused, though, Dwayne. The lyrics were changed after Leary turned it down. Okay, so Leary turned it down, so now he's just talking about himself. So it's inspired. I guess it's inspired by.
Like.
I guess it's inspired by him.
Yeah.
Because of the drug freewheelingness, but then I guess it's more like an autobiography. He wore no shoe shine. He got toe jam football. Shoe shine is really interesting. Have you ever seen the shoe shine thing happen in New York? Or maybe at an airport?
I've only seen it in movies.
Yeah, so like, especially once you get down to the lower streets, like 42nd Street, like everybody's getting off at 42nd. That's Times Square, Manhattan.
Yeah.
When you talk about Manhattan, it's 42nd Street. Okay. Grand Central Station, all that jazz. And you'll have these benches, and they're raised benches, and you'll see the Wall Street guys before they're going in. There's people down there shoe shining. And I guess you make decent money that way. But it became a symbol of like the optics of, class, race, and even like the setup. The guy's like set up. It's necessarily high because he has to sit down, and then the guy is lower.
Because the guy that's shining the shoe, the higher the guy is getting his shoe shine, the lower that he doesn't have to go down so low. Yeah. So if he's up, then he can work. I don't know how well I would feel with somebody shining my shoes.
Well, yeah. So a lot of people couldn't. A lot of people look at that as a metaphor for, we're, I mean, me, I wouldn't look at it that way. The guy's hustling, he's making money. Yeah. Like, when you're in New York City, like, everybody has some little hustle. Yeah. Like, everybody has some little thing, whether it's drug dealing, shoe shining, whatever.
I think that's a better way to look at it. I guess I can't separate how are people that are getting their shoes shine, like, do they still recognize the value of the person shining their shoes? Or is it just like those people are going to shine my you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's it. Maybe it's because I understand how human beings are, and so I'm like, I hope people aren't mean to them.
Well, yeah, and
they're just trying to do their thing and make their money like everybody else.
Right. So yeah, and that's how I always looked at it. It wasn't until actually I came to Maine where this whole other narrative showed up about it.
About the shoe shining?
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is interesting. What about it?
Yeah, when I just looked at it like, oh, dudes are hustling. I never looked at it as it was a racial thing.
Oh wait, my reaction is according to my culture.
It wasn't until I got up here and all the white people were like, "This is horrible." Blah. I was like, "Oh, well, shit. Okay, I can see what they're saying." But when I was down there, I never thought of it that way. I just thought of it as another hustle. Because when you're in New York, like you're on the train, there's people hustling on the train. Yeah, you'll have kids dancing and shit, and they'll do a little performance, and then you just know you're supposed to give them money. Or somebody will say, "Ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah," and they'll just sing like, there's always a hustle. And the more and more you get to Manhattan, that's a concentration of capital. So dudes would just hang out there and find ways to extract capital from those people. So I never looked at it like, yo, I just looked at it as like, hey, it's a hustle. But it looks like some of that was in Lennon's mind, like, man, I'm not going to get no shoe shine. I'm a regular dude. I got toe jam.
Yeah, like what? You can't bend over and shine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I can see that. But at the same time, if I had a nice suit and the more bending and all that stuff's going to wrinkle it, pop buttons or whatever, like,
Correct.
So it kind of makes sense. You just sit there. You don't want to get all sweaty and your suit shine in your shoe.
Right.
So it does make sense. And like.
But it says, right, he's got toe jam football. Like, he's a
Okay,
regular
that's what that
guy.
was
And look at the opposition. Like, it's like, on the one hand, it's like, I'm not getting my shoe shine. And the other hand, it's like, man, my toes are full of toe jam. Like, that's how regular I am. So I love that. I mean, the guy was a multimillionaire.
Why did it say football, though? You got toe jam football?
Well, what's this? This was during his Google Tube phase.
Oh, wow.
So you can't take the lyrics too, literally, because that's he's on Sykes half the time when he's writing stuff, I'm assuming. But all these lyrics start with he too in the verse. He got this, he got that, he got early morning, he got brilliant. Like, this is another one where and people know me, like, when shit gets repetitive, I'm like, yo, this is trash, it's so repetitive. Yeah. But even if it's repetitive, like, I don't care. Like, it's so hard because of that bass line. Is that funk? What is that, Myron? What's that style? Is that funk? Is it jazz with the Anyway, I love this song. This song it's gonna be a long night. I'm trying, because I'm sticking to my, like, I'm gonna be give stringent, really stringent, but I have to give this song an 11 because I couldn't stand that fucking Michael Jackson video with my brother, because literally we had to watch hundreds of times. I mean, it's Big Trouble in Little China. I don't even know.
Wait, what are you rating this song?
It's an 11 for me.
Oh.
I'll explain to you in a second. I don't even know how the hell my little brother got away with making us all watch that shit every day and every night. I mean, I'm talking about before school, and then we come home, and there's Moonwalkers on again.
Somebody could say that of someone else in the house that used to watch Aladdin.
Yeah, but not. I used to watch shit by myself.
They said you basically always had the TV.
No.
Always watching this. Always putting it on.
No, he was occupying the main TV. Aladdin was downstairs by myself in a dark room when I got tired of playing Mario. But, like, the only song, there were two songs on that whole thing that I loved.
Yeah.
But I would never tell my brother I loved it, because I was like, I hate Michael Jackson. It was Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
And this song. But I never knew the title of this song.
Crazy.
But it was just so hard, especially the way, I'll show you the way that Michael does it. It's like, it's hard. It's got like this crazy attitude to it. I like songs that like kind of possess you with a kind of spirit. Like Dimebag. Anytime I hear Dimebag play, I'm like, yo, there's like an attitude in the way that he's playing. And you remember that Domination video I showed you where he's doing the solo and he's doing this, and it's got the youthful immaturity, and then it's like like it. Dimebag like carried the entire attitude of Pantera just with his sound.
Yeah.
This song, the funk, the whatever, it just carries a certain kind of attitude. And it makes you kind of like walk a certain way, like
that is not how I experienced it at all. That's
really
so funny, and
that's
I
crazy
feel like
to me.
I feel like the Michael Jackson side of it is what influenced that. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? I think, to me, the song was like really, really chill. It had this like, you could play it if you were like walking through the city to see, like they throw the dice up against the wall, like you're seeing that stuff. You go down to the bodega, you get a soda, you get like, it had like a sort of chill feel to it. To me, it didn't sound like at all like, like manning your way down south.
Really?
Or anything. No, I was like literally when it got done, I said hammock and weed.
Listen to the saloon. We're in a saloon. We're loading up. We're going to ride out. It's about to be some shit.
All right. Well, we'll be back. We
Boom,
got more.
boom. This is an 11. This is an 11.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
11. This is 11s are, not only is it a good song, a classic song, like you would put it in the the time, what do you call those things? Time capsule. And then, when Elon Musk gets us all to Mars, like we shoot this off in a time capsule, and then 4,000 years later, people are like, what did those ancient people listen to? Like,
what did they consider music?
And 11 means when they open that crate, you have to listen to the song first. It's very, very hard to score an 11. Because the 11 is representing, like, literally all of humanity up to this point. Which is very, very arrogant to say that these Western, because most of the songs we review are Western songs, that all these Western songs are, but we're in the West, what can we do? This is an 11. Like, this, like, you like they say in the Hall of Fame, like, you can't tell the story of the sport without this particular player. I don't think you can tell the story of music without this song, man. Like, that's how hard this song is to me. This song is hard as fuck to me. Like, it really, really is. And it's even Shake Your Dingus says this is definitely bank robbing music.
Wow, maybe I have like aggressive hammock time. If I was to picture
I don't
myself being in a
understand
hammock.
how you are in a freaking hammock.
Yeah, I'm in a hammock. I'm listening to it. I'm watching the clouds going by. I'm very much enjoying it.
How are you in a hammock? Like, no, we're going to
We're
at the saloon.
Hey, listen,
we're loading
this is
up
the
our
difference
6
between
shooters
you
and
and me.
shit. I'm wearing a black hat because I'm about to do some dirt. What's wrong with you? What did you give this?
I gave this I give it a 10.
A sexual. Okay, okay, a 10. Okay, all right. Let's get out of this review before you commit more blasphemy. It's a 10, dear listener, for her.
An 11 for Vinny.
It's a correct answer from me. John freaking Lennon, ladies and gentlemen. We have just begun the night. It's Beatles night. It is Dwayne Chamberlain night. It is time. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.